Alright guys, so this is Sterling Belikov over on X, and we are making a special video today because it was far easier to do that than it was to publish all this information that I'm going to be spitting out in burst little uploads of text on X, so it was much more convenient to go and share all this information. All of this is going to be available on the Discord that I have been continuously going and talking about as far as the event that I'm trying to go and set up. So, I'm going to actually go and let you guys check out what Cane Creek Park and the lake there actually looks like, and then we'll get into some additional information that I was able to pick up today. Hello everybody, and welcome to the video showcasing the outdoor beauty of Cane Creek Park in Waxhaw, North Carolina. Now, I've already took one clip of the lake, and I'm going to explain some things, and we're going to get into more details whenever I resume the video back at the house. I'm going to get some more information about one of the other places that we have looked into this event being held, which is at Myrtle Beach. But this is the majority of the big part of Cane Creek Lake. And it's not a super big lake, but the lake is stocked with bass, crappie, and it does have multiple launch points where you can go and put a boat in the water, both on the campground side and on the day use side, which is over on this side of the lake. Now, if you follow that boat around that direction where the lake curves back in, that is actually where the cabins are. So this is a look out here at Cane Creek Park and its beautiful lake. I will see you guys back at my house where we can pick back up and discuss some of the different things about Cane Creek Park versus one of the other places that we've looked at that has cabins for rent. So as I was explaining, your breakdown is you're looking at Monday through Friday, $50 per day on Monday through Fridays, and then your per day rate is $65 per night on Friday through Sunday. So that gives some little bits of ideas as to how much things are going to cost. And again, we're going to go and try and find some local gun ranges for people who are interested in that. We are also going to go and hit up some restaurants and really see who wants to do what. The Discord is where all of this conversation is going to end up happening. So if you don't have Discord, you need to get a Discord. If you do have a Discord, I'm going to once again be linking to that Discord whenever this video goes up. And then we're going to do another vote. Because like I said, I know some people are going to be upset about the fact that Cane Creek Park does not allow alcohol. I know for some people, they got to get the drinks in. So that may be an issue with some people. And, you know, it is what it is. I can't change the park rules. So, let's swap and go over to Carolina Shores. Here is well, let me back up. Cane Creek Park has 6 cabins as of right now, which is June 19th. As of right now, all 6 cabins are available for this event, and we can reserve the 6 cabins. We would have to go and figure out sleeping arrangements and everything else, but we need to figure out which location we are going to go with. That said, there are 6 cabins which can host up to 5 to 6 people per cabin. And like I said, the rates on that for Cane Creek Park are $50 per night, Monday through Friday, and $65 a night, Friday through Sunday. Now, switching gears, Carolina Shores, Myrtle Beach, not far at all from the Grand Strand. Plenty of shops, plenty of fishing piers. You would need to get a saltwater license fishing directly from Carolina Shores. Carolina Shores is located with beach access. You would need a South Carolina fishing license if you're going to fish from there. However, from experience, I can tell you, if you do not want to get a South Carolina fishing license, there are plenty of piers around the Myrtle Beach area that will sell you a fishing license with a day access where you can fish from the piers. Okay, now that that's been said, moving on to the cabins. There are 7 cabins available at Carolina Shores. The cabins sleep 5 people per cabin. Both sites, both Cane Creek Park and Carolina Shores at Myrtle Beach, have air-conditioned cabins. All of them are air-conditioned. I'm not going to do that to y'all. I wouldn't do it to me. However, Myrtle Beach has 2 bunks. Cane Creek has 2 bunks per cabin. Cane Creek has a full/twin per cabin. Carolina Shores has 1 queen per cabin. Carolina Shores has a full kitchen, bathroom, and sinks in each cabin. Cane Creek does not have running water in their individual cabins. You do have to go over to the bathhouse to use the restrooms and to get a shower and wash your hands. That is a make or break for some people. They are not willing to put up with that. Carolina Shores also has 1 pull-out futon and couch per cabin. Like I said, they have 7 cabins available. Each one of those sleeps up to 5 people. Now, here's where the price breakdown happens. So, Cane Creek, as I stated before, you're looking at... Where did it go? Monday through Friday, $50 a night, which it'll be Thursday through Sunday, the 20th through the 24th. And anybody who wants to stay over that, that's fine. But I figured those would be plenty of days. Looking at $50 for Thursday, $65 for Friday, $65 for Saturday, $65 for Sunday. And then Monday, if anybody decides to go and stay, that's an additional $50. However, flipping that around, for the days listed for the Carolina Shores cabins with running water, with a full-size refrigerator and freezer, no alcohol restrictions, no restrictions on golf carts or bikes or anything like that. The rules are completely different between North Carolina and South Carolina. You're looking at $160 per night. However, once again, split up between 5 people, that is far less than it would be per person to just get a hotel room. So they do, as far as I was able to ascertain, allow alcohol at Carolina Shores. So that's kind of the breakdown as far as prices. I am going to go ahead and edit this, put this up, and then we're going to end up going and hosting another vote. I'm going to give y'all another 3 days based on this information to really decide what you guys want to do. If you guys just want to go and do fishing, no firearms, and hit up restaurants and get to know each other and go to all the different arcades that are at Myrtle Beach, that's cool. If you guys want to go over and explore the malls here in the Waxhaw, Charlotte area, that's cool. I can find events and activities for everybody based on kind of what we've got planned. Again, Discord is the place to talk over what you guys are interested in doing. Based on what conversations happen in the Discord will depend on what I can put together as far as an itinerary. See you guys there. I hope you guys can go and digest all that information. I tried to break it down as simple as possible. I'm really hoping to go and get as many people as we can squeeze into the cabins, whichever locations we choose, and really host a awesome event with you guys. Hope to see you guys there. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the look of the lake, and it really is a beautiful park. So here's how things are going to break down. Some people are going to be upset about this, and we will probably run a new poll as to where you guys want this to happen because of the fact I didn't make this information available. So I didn't have all this information, therefore I couldn't make it available. So in honesty, we're going to go full disclosure and say some of this I did know, some of it I didn't, some of the rules have changed, and I wanted to verify that all of this was true. I do have that now. I have the exact prices, I have the exact rules. So we're going to go through that together. I'm going to shorten, to the point, blunt, simple. Everything is going to be super easy to understand. So, as far as campground rules, first one starting out, there's no cutting down trees or defacing any kind of tables, littering, all of that's prohibited. Speed limit throughout the park is 20 miles an hour. There's a quiet time on the park, and that is 10:30 p.m. to 8 a.m. Please be respectful of other guests. One of the biggest things is that fishing licenses are required by the state for the park. The park does not issue any kind of special permits. You do have to get a North Carolina fishing license. You can get a very, very cheap temporary fishing license that is for like 10 days. And I believe that that only will cost you anywhere from like $10 to $14. No person within the confines of Union County parks are allowed to take off or land any kind of flying machine or device, basically saying without expressed consent, you're not allowed to fly remote controlled airplanes, drones, or anything of that. Swimming is permitted. There is a designated swimming area, and they do say that if you are going to swim there, you are required to do it in the confines of the swimming areas. There's one thing with the firearms. They say that firearms are supposedly not allowed. However, according to state law, you are allowed to carry as far as I have read, and I will check up on this. You're not supposed to open carry in the park itself. However, I'm going to do some more research on that one and come back to that. Checkout time is at 3 p.m. Enforcement. Failure to abide by any of the regulations will result in you getting ejected. Yada, yada, yada. All that's pretty clear. Really, really big one here. And I know this is going to be a make or break thing for some people, because it always is. Union County parks are dry. This means that inside Cane Creek Park, there is no alcoholic beverages permitted. You can bring Gatorade, you can bring sodas, you can bring anything you want to. However, you are not supposed to be consuming any kind of alcohol and operating the speedboats out there. Each individual who is registered for a campsite or cabin must be over the age of 18. Bikes, skateboards, and scooters are all allowed. However, you have to follow North Carolina helmet laws, no riding after dark. Campsites can have up to 2 tents on each tent site. Maximum of 6 campers are permitted to occupy each campsite any given day or time. Maximum 2 vehicles. Okay, that changes whenever we get to talking about the cabins. Animals are allowed. Animals are not allowed to be kept outside, however. So there are some rules there as far as that. Fires must be done in a fire pit, fire ring. No ground fires allowed whatsoever. You do go and get a gate access code so that if the group is out after dark, you can access the camping area after dark. So big things here is that you can't drink. This is going to be an event. If we choose to go to the Cane Creek area, there isn't any alcohol allowed on there. You can go out, you can drink at some of the restaurants that we will be showcasing in the area and other events. However, at the cabins, they do not allow any alcohol. I know that's a big deal to somebody, and that may be why some people vote for the Myrtle Beach location. If you're fine with having a dry outing convention meetup, that's fine. We can still go there. Now let's talk about the big question that some people had. And then we'll talk about the other location, Carolina Shores, which is at Myrtle Beach. So next big thing is cabins. How much they actually cost. Well, okay, we're going to talk about that. Cabins. The event is going to start on a Thursday. Your non-resident rate for a cabin is $50 Monday through Thursday. And Friday through Sunday, you're looking at $65 for a cabin. Now, each of the cabins can host up to 5 or 6 people maximum. You start going and breaking that up, and it is stupid cheap. The sleeping accommodations.